Hello, I am your Kingdom Spiritual Transformational and Life Purpose Life Coach and Mentor, Latricia Booker, here with Kingdom Business. We are empowered. When we heal, we get delivered and we get free. We know who we are. We elevate our minds and our spirits and raise and expand our consciousness to ultimately walk in our true divine purpose and power. And that is the truth of who God has created us to be. Kingdom people, we are. We are history makers. We are world changers. We are dream successors. We are wealth generators. We are manifestors. We are curse breakers. And we most definitely are transformers. More than meets the eye. Yeah, kingdom people, we are. Kingdom people, thank you all so very much for viewing my videos. Thank you for all the likes, for the subscribe, shares, for all your financial contributions to my channel, for all the seeds that you sow into me and my ministry, for all your comments and feedback, for all your purchases and bookings. Kingdom people, thank you for everything you do here on Kingdom Business. Kingdom people, thank you. And so, Kingdom people, I am on location, and you already know what I'm here to do. And if you don't know, then now you know. I am here to drop this beat, this word, this message. Yeah. Kingdom people, I am the chain breaker, and you are chain breakers too. Are y'all ready to break these chains? Okay then, come on. Let me upgrade you. Let me activate you. Let me elevate you. Kingdom people, I got excited. Let me upgrade you. Let me activate you. Let me elevate you, kingdom people. Come on. Kingdom people, listen up. They can't do it like you. They cannot do it like you, kingdom people. And let me tell you, them ones either did try or be trying. Kingdom people. They can't do it like you. You want to know why? Here's why. Because you walk in the Spirit of God. You're seeking Him and His righteousness. And so those things going to be added unto you. You walking in God's Spirit and you're seeking God and His righteousness. That's how you're doing it. And that's why you're able to move and operate the way you do. I just heard that. That's why you're able to manifest the way you do. Because you're walking in the Spirit of God. You're seeking God and His righteousness. Also, your interest is in spiritual development, personal growth, and development. That's where your interest lies. Now, yes, you're interested in business, you're interested in advancing in that kind of a manner in your career. Many of you are interested in your purpose. I've been hearing that a lot. Some of my clients have been wanting to speak on what their purpose is and figuring out exactly what it is God is wanting them to do. Kingdom people, that's where your interest lies, and that is part of your spiritual and personal growth and development. That's where your interest lies. Kingdom people, they can't do it like you do it because they have no interest in spiritual growth, personal development, personal growth. They have no interest in that. They have no interest in seeking ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness so that those things can be added onto them. They cannot do it like you because you do these things. This is where your interest lies. You know, let me finish this first before I go into that. You develop yourself, your God self. You develop your God self, the Spirit of God in you. Not your ego, like many of them do. You're not trying to feed your ego or develop your ego. Even if you once did, when you realized that that wasn't the way to go, you let that go and you started to do things God's way. You know why, kingdom people? Because you want to do things God's way. So when you're shown error, you correct yourself. You allow God to correct you. And there's nothing wrong with error because we all are in a world where we have to have trial and error. That's how we learn. But when you learn, you do something. You do different. When you know different, you do different. When you know better, you do better. That's what you do, kingdom of people, because you're interested in the things of God. You're interested in doing things God's way. So that's why they can't do it like you, because you're interested in doing things God's way. Furthermore, you're not doing it through evil. You're not trying to do it through evil ways. You're not trying to pull nobody down. You're not doing it through being competitive, trying to outdo somebody, trying to be better than somebody, trying to outwin them or keep them here and give them a bad name or reputation so people won't like them. You're not being competitive, in other words. You're not trying to manipulate or control others. Kingdom people, you're not doing it that way. And again, if you ever have, when God corrected you and showed you yourself and showed you that that's not his way, that's not pleasing to him, you let it go and did things God's way. Kingdom people, they can't do it like you for these reasons. These people are not willing to give up the things that they do that are not God's way. You cannot mimic people, outdo people who are walking in God's ways by doing things that are outside of God's ways. And it's not about doing things like you anyway. It's not about outdoing you anyway. It's not about, it is for them, but that's the thing, kingdom people. They can't do it like you because you don't move like that. You're not on that. You're doing things God's way, and they're trying to beat you and beat you, and I'm here do better than you. Listen, let me tell y'all this story real fast. Let me finish that sentence. They trying to outdo you at being you. I'm sitting here listening to something yesterday, a little story a lady was telling. And while she telling the story, God also speaking to me. What she was speaking about basically was how, envy starts, jealousy starts, and then it could turn into rage, and then they'll try to mimic you. They resent you for being who you are first, and then they try to be you, outdo you. Even some of them, if you talk to them or deal with them, they'll try to get information from you, pointers from you, so they can then take your pointers and go and outdo you or beat you to it or whatever. They'll try to emulate you too. They try to be you. A lot of times they do it away from you, but many times they'll try to do it right in your face, right with you. And what I've learned about that is they're trying to make you think that they're like you. But in my experiences, I could see that it was fake and it wasn't real, and that they were trying to do me to me. They wanted me to think that they were me. So anyway, kingdom people, point is, when that don't work and they realize they can't do you, be you, which is ludicrous, because how that says a lot about a person that even want to be you. Because why you don't want to be who you are? But that's a whole nother message. So, kingdom people, when they realize they can't be you, outdo you, because God don't bless that, and they can't do you, beat you at being you when you. That's the part they just don't get. But clearly, they're lacking something within themselves, and they're going about things all the wrong way. So going back to what the young lady was speaking on, and what God was showing me while she was speaking, it was just a thing where that's where envy comes in, and jealousy, and then they'll try to hurt you and harm you, and those kind of things. And then this been coming up for me lately, because it's been a thing where when people, and specifically narcissists, cannot control you, because they'll try to control you, and or when they realize they can't hold you down, they'll start to try to control the way others view you. In other words, every time they go around certain people or a group of people, they bring your name up, and they try to plant certain seeds in these people's minds to look at you a certain way. So in other words, they're trying to control the way these people see you, because they can't control you. They were not able to control you. In some cases, as we're speaking of, they're not able to be you, emulate you. They just didn't measure up. So they feel like they have to do something to be in control. I'm reminded of a situation that happened maybe a year or so ago with someone, an elder of mine, and I was visiting them, and I was sharing with them something about someone that they were connected to previously, like years ago. And I pointed out that they were a narcissist, this person. And this person looked at me when I said it, and I noticed it. And just recently, God brought it back to my attention to point out to me how they looked at me that way, because the fact that I said narcissist meant that I was familiar with a narcissist and what a narcissist was. But what happened, come to find out, that person is a narcissist too. So, yeah. So, anyhow, the point of me bringing that up, I guess, is to say how when they begin to see you're becoming aware and furthermore cannot be controlled in whatever manner that they were trying to control you, they have to now go to other people and they have to say some things because they want to control how other people view you, as if that's going to change who and what you are. But these kind of people thrive on, I'm hearing ego. These people thrive on and they care about what other people think of them, number one, and they have a way about themselves where they trying to control everything, every situation. In fact, this particular person that I was speaking of, I was thinking about this morning, that God brought all this to my attention. And it's a thing where I know what I experienced with this person. I know what God is showing me. And it's like He'll take you back through every little bitty thing and say, this what that was, this what that was, this what that was. It's like it all makes sense. This person is what they are. And it goes a little deeper for this particular person than a narcissist, because they practice dark arts as well. They do tap into some things. And certain people, when it comes to controlling and even when it comes to practicing dark arts, different people have mentioned to me in conversation, pointed out certain things to me concerning this person. So I'm saying all that to say it further confirms what I was seeing myself, but also what God ultimately showed me concerning this person. And who knows, He's probably not finished showing me. But the point is this, kingdom people, that these people will try to control the narrative. I want to keep saying narrative, so to speak. They want to control the way other people see about you. And it's the funny thing, some of those people in that particular situation that they're trying to speak, in this case, or me about, are some of the same people that are able to see them, that have pointed out things to me about this person. So I think it's funny, even one person pointed out how they was moving and operating, and I had to point out to this person, it had just been recently revealed to me that person, along with another one of their minions, is, they practice, they're witches and warlocks. They operate in that kind of a stuff. And I told this person that they been tapping into it. This person said to me, no, they ain't tapping into it. They're full blown. They ain't tapping. No, she said they not tapping anymore. They're not just tapping into it. So I took that as that mean they're full blown. So I'm saying all that to say that this person, other people can see too some things where it concerns these people. They see. Because as I said in my case, they've said little things to point it out. Now, here's the thing, kingdom people. They can't do it like you, because you're you. You're walking in the ways of God. Now, I'm saying that right now to point out them other people may not move the way you move. And I'm not saying all of them may not be walking in the Spirit of God. Some of them may be, some of them may not be. Who knows? It's different. You know what your situation may be, or what that situation may be, if it resonates with you. So the thing is this, what I learned and what I know is they can't move like you. They can't do it like you, because God called you out. You're doing the spiritual work. You're into your personal growth and development. You're into seeking God and His ways and His righteousness. And sometimes, kingdom people, it's not for people to move like you. Sometimes God has people positioned the way they do the way He does for a reason. And what I mean by that is, God may have instructed you to move around. He may have really shown you what it is with this person and caused you to bag away, maybe from the entire group or whatever the case may be. Some people may be still around. Some people are still around because it's different for everything and everybody. They play a part in what this person is doing because they're one of their minions. You have to understand, kingdom people, everybody is not strong enough to walk away from situations. Sometimes it's just that they're not strong yet, because just like us, it took time for us to get to a place to walk away from certain situations. But also, some of us still working at that. But also, it wasn't time yet, because it's more to learn, it's more to do, it's more to develop. But it's because of your development, of your growth, that you were at some point able to walk away, so that you can walk into the things of God and receive the things of God. And that's the other part to that, kingdom people. When God is getting ready to walk you into your stuff, that's when he'll tell you to start chopping stuff off, because they can't go, they can't be around, they can't be up in that. But going back to what I was saying, sometimes, kingdom people stay around because they're codependent. They need these people. These people have taught them to need them, to be codependent on them. They have studied their weaknesses. They've studied their personalities. They know them, so they know how to play on them. And so for that very reason, kingdom people, they can't do it like you, but the ones that they're playing on can't do it like you either, even when they know what these people are and what they're doing, and it's sometimes understandable, because again, God calling you out. Maybe he ain't calling them out. Maybe it's not their time, or maybe it's not for them to come out like that. Maybe God got them planted there for a reason. I don't want to go too much into that, but what I do want to point out is this, kingdom people, they can't do it like you, kingdom people, because you're who God called you to be. You're the one that God has called out. They can't do it like you. Revelation 7:14-17 says, "And I said to him, Sir, you are the one who knows. Then he said to me, These are the ones who died in the great tribulation. They have washed their robes in the blood of the Lamb and made them white." Kingdom people, that's you. You have washed your robes in the blood of the Lamb, and you have been made white. That's you. Kingdom people, they can't do it like you, because you have washed your robe in the blood of the Lamb and made it white. Continuing on chapter 7, verse 15 of Revelation. That is why they stand in front of God's throne. That's you, kingdom people, and serve him. That's you, kingdom people, day and night in his temple. That's you, kingdom people, and he who sits on the throne will give them shelter. That's God, kingdom people, giving you shelter. That's Jesus, kingdom people, giving you shelter. They will never again be hungry or thirsty. That's you, kingdom people. They will never be scorched by the heat of the sun. That's you, kingdom people. For the Lamb of the throne will be their shepherd. That's you, kingdom people. He will lead them to springs of life-giving water. That's you, kingdom people. And God will wipe every tear from their eyes. That is you, kingdom people. Kingdom people, they can't do it like you. They can't do it like you, because you're so wrapped up in God. True story. God brought to my attention this one individual person that I used to deal with previously, that knew that there was something special about me. They became very jealous of me. They did everything in their power to try to stop me, block me, bring me down, all this, that, and the other. But what God told me recently, let me say this part, they even practiced dark arts. In other words, tapped into the voodoo, hoodoo, black magic, spell work, all that, to try to destroy me in my life. Just have me out here just messed up. So that they could have me, so I can be in their life. And they needed me to be messed up. I think that's so interesting. But anyway, God just been bringing it to my attention how, and he said this to me this morning. He said they had no clue how connected you were to me. In other words, kingdom people, they had no clue me and God was like this. People have no clue how tight you are with God or how tight you getting with God. They have no clue because you're not walking around saying it. You're not walking around telling everything you're going through, everything you can experience, everything God's saying to you. You're not walking around talking about how tight y'all are. They may know you a person of God. They may know you into God, but you ain't telling it all, which reminds me, God also told me this morning that this person is bothered because I ain't telling all my stuff. Y'all want to know where they are concerned that I'm not telling my stuff on social media because I don't talk to them. I said to God, who gets on? I almost don't want to ask that question because people do it. But let me just finish for the sake of giggles and laughs. Who gets on social media and tells all their business? But people do. But not us kingdom people. But God was showing me this person is mad because they don't know the moves I'm making, know what's going on in my life, knowing, and it's crazy kingdom people because this is somebody I don't have anything to do with and won't have anything to do with. But like I said, they're dumbfounded and baffled because none of their attempts have worked. In fact, they still reach out to me through fake whatever. I just don't pay no attention. It's a few people doing it, quite a few. I don't pay no attention because it is what it is, you know. They gonna do that. But the point is, kingdom people, God said they didn't realize how tight you was with me, how connected you was. God was showing me this person is mad because I get downloads that I hear from God, that I walk with God, that I follow his lead. But it's crazy, kingdom people, because I've been doing this. I told God that. I said I've been doing it all along. I was doing that even when I was dealing with him. I wasn't saying it, but I was doing it. So now that I've gotten away from this person, they can't wheel me back in, and they also were not able to destroy me, they feel a certain kind of way. But God said they didn't realize how connected I was with God. And this is all after they've attempted to outdo me, be better than me, all over there. Not in my around me, where they were doing it around me when I was around. They didn't even know I was aware of that. But it tickled me. But at that time, I was learning this kind of a spirit. I just paid attention to what I was seeing and what God was showing me. But now, in hindsight, you know, it's a thing where I was always moving in the things of God. You know, it just took for God to move me away from that person in particular for me to elevate. Because sometimes, like I said before, God ain't going, well, not sometimes, God is correcting me. He's saying, in these kind of a situation, he's not gonna elevate you with people like that. You're gonna learn dealing with them, and then he's gonna remove you from them or remove them from you to elevate you because they don't belong there. You know, they would only. I don't want to go too deep into that part, but the point is this, kingdom people. They did not have a clue. They knew I was into God. In fact, I made that clear in the beginning of when we became cool, you know, because even back then, and this was years ago, even back then, I had a thing where I didn't want to just deal with any kind of people, you know, and especially in the manner in which this kind of relationship was. So, kingdom people, they can't do it like you because you connected. You connected to God, and sometimes they trying to figure out how you do this, why they can't do what they trying to do to you, why it ain't working. But it's because you so connected to God, kingdom people. They can't do it like you. It says here that you that you have washed your robe in the blood of the Lamb and made it white, kingdom people. They can't do it like you because you washed in the blood of the Lamb. You done been made. Your robe is white. Your robe is white, kingdom people. I'm just saying, you got that crown on your head. I shall wear a crown. I shall wear a crown when it's all over. When it's all over, listen, I shall see his face. I shall see his face when it's all over. When it's all over. And it say, I'm going to put on my robe and tell the story how I made it over. I'm going to put on my robe and tell the story how I made it over. I'm going to shorten it a little bit. Soon as I get home. Shouts out to Kenny Lockhart. I learned that when I was a young lady years ago. A little girl, should I say, a child, a minor, years ago, at the district. It wasn't a district, it was a convocation choir. However they go, I forget. Anyway, Church of God in Christ. Back in the days, I love that song. And shouts out to you, Candace. Chosen Candace. She posted that video, a video of groups singing that song not long ago. And I hadn't been able to find that song in like years, but somehow she posted it. I seen it and I was like, girl. Anyway, candy people, they can't do it like you, because you wear your crown, you got on your robe that's being washed in the blood of the Lamb. Listen, you connected, and that's why you move like you do, candy people. That's why you do what you do, how you do what you do. That's why when they compete with you, they just fail horribly. First of all, it's not a competition. They shouldn't even be doing that, but we already know them ones that are in that state, that insecurity, and feel like they got to do everybody to feel like some, or outdo you, should I say, because you set the standard. And that's a whole nother message, but you set the standard. That's why they competing with you, because they have to feel like they measuring up to you or outdoing you to feel worthy, to feel like they something, because you set the standard. But the thing is, kind of people, they can't do it like you, because you walk in the Spirit of God. You are connected to God. You follow his instructions. You allow him to correct you. You allow him to, I'm hearing calm your ego, quiet your ego, discipline your ego. Can't people, they can't do it like you. They just cannot do it like you. So I just came along to let you know they can't do it like you, can't people. And that is why you connected to the Most High. And listen, let me just point this out. Anytime you are connected to the Most High and you start doing all these behaviors, competing, getting your ego, trying to block, stop, be a problem to God's anointed one, to God's kingdom child, you just stepped out of being connected to the Most High God. And unfortunately, that happens a lot. When jealousy seeps in, people continuously disconnect themselves from the Most High God by messing with God's kingdom people. Why kingdom people? Because they just can't do it like you. They just can't do it like you. And they can't do it like you because they're becoming disconnected, trying to be like you. Kingdom people. I'm going to let that rest right there. If you like this video and know if it resonates with you, please just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Then click on that red subscribe button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. Thank you. Click on that bell right next to that red subscribe button so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. Something like this from Kingdom People. Also, if you are interested in any of the services that I presently offer, if you are interested in sowing a seed into me and my ministry, if you're interested in purchasing any merch from my merch store, if you are interested in what else? Checking out my podcast. You can find all that information right down below in the description box. Kingdom people, I love you all so very much. You all know I don't want to leave you, but I do have to go right now. But I will be back to hold my kingdom people down. Now, kingdom people, with that being said, much love, light, and peace, and many blessings to you all. Kingdom people, above all else, let the Holy Spirit lead you in all things at all times. Kingdom people, we are untouchable. That is my time. Jesus girl is out. Peace.